been contemplating on if I want to talk some real talk about what's about to happen for me. I know I look crazy right now. I definitely have some concerns and definitely just things I've been pondering. And I was thinking that maybe there's some other people that might have the same thoughts that I have, whether they're looking into it or have done it already. But just kind of letting it be out there. Okay, so it's been several hours since the last video you just saw a clip of. I was still working, and now it is 2 o'clock in the morning, and I feel like doing this now. Okay, so basically what I want this to be is kind of like a log of just my concerns and just some things that I feel like maybe down the line, these are things that I'm gonna want to know. Things that I'm scared of now that maybe I come to face those challenges and I can see where I was and where I'm gonna go. So the whole point of this video is just to get out my fears, thoughts, feelings that I'm having in regards to having the surgery. It's getting closer and closer, so I'm getting more nervous, and I feel like documenting something like this will be good for something for me to look back on, should any of my thoughts, fears, feelings, anything like that coincide with what I may be feeling later. This last weekend, I went to my friend's house and I got to talk a little bit about, how I'm feeling about the surgery, and really got me to thinking that maybe it would be a good idea to record some of that, so that way I have a way to look back and use this as like an index of my journey, all of it before it actually happens. When I was able to be with my friend Mary last weekend and we talked about it, one of the things that I did bring up was I've been a big girl all my life. I have no idea what it feels like to be a thinner person. There was a moment in time where I had lost a good amount of weight, and I was the smallest I had ever been, but I was still not small. I was still plus size. I still had a belly, and in no way was I thin. I just want to get that point across. I have photos from then. I'm not thin in those pictures. I'm not. It's just that was the smallest I had been. And the way I'm built is very awkward. I describe myself, I am self-proclaimed candied apple on a stick. All of my weight is in this area, and I have no hips, no butt, and skinny legs. I mean, they're not really skinny, but I mean, compared to the rest of my body, like, I'm a candied apple on a stick. It's just the best way I describe myself. So I still have no idea what it would be like to be a thin person. I don't have that experience. There are some people that I do know that have had this surgery. They have been thin before. They know what it used to be like to have a smaller body. They've not dealt with the weight all of their life, which doesn't negate anything to how they feel or this or that. But I'm just, with the conversation that me and Mary had, to be someone who has never been a small person, I don't know how that's going to affect me. I don't know how I'm going to see myself. I have been in some weight loss surgery groups for quite some time, just as a way for me to have some insight, what people go through, support in looking into it and, feeling things out. And I noticed there were quite a few groups that I ended up having to leave, just because I didn't get it. Just my head is in the clouds a lot of the time. I'm a space cadet. I'm a dreamer. But I have logic, as well. And there were a lot of compliment fishing that I saw, pictures of themselves, 400, 500 pounds, and they're down to like one something, low 200, and they're saying they don't feel like they've had any success. I don't want to be an ugly person. I'm not going to sit here and try and judge. I don't want to be that person, but it didn't make sense to me. And maybe once I go through it, maybe I'll be the person that I think is stupid with, oh, how the fuck do you think you don't have any success? Like, I don't want to be that hypocrite because I don't know how it feels. And I have heard people say, even people that like I know that have had it, that they forget they're not big anymore. They forget they're not big anymore. Maybe that'll be me. Like, maybe something in my head won't click because I have been big all my life. Maybe I will have those moments where it just doesn't click. Like, I'm not big. I don't know. Maybe that'll be something that happens after surgery and after I lose some weight, where I won't get it. It won't click. I'll still feel like this. I'll still see this when I look in a mirror. I don't know. But that is something that I think about and I wonder about. But that's one fear that I have, or a feeling, because I don't know how it's going to be. And then also too, I just kind of, not that I've ever been that kind of person, and I'm hoping I won't turn into this type of person. I've never been a conceited person. I've never been someone to overly, share certain things. I mean, I got boobs and I can't help it. Cleavage happens, so whatever. But I've never been the type, half of my boob is hanging out and that's the kind of thing I'm going to put on my profile picture. Like, that's just not me. I'm a prude, I guess. That's what my mom calls me, a prude. But I just hope that I don't turn into some type of like ego monster where all of a sudden I get a big head and I'm like, oh. Like, it's good to feel yourself, feel good about yourself, feel confident. But I do hope my friends will check me if I get a big head and think that I'm some hot shit. But I really don't foresee that happening. I'm 34 years old. I have a husband. I'll be sexy for him, but I don't need to be sexy for everyone else on the fucking internet. Not my plan. And I have a kid, so I need to be careful what I'm putting out there as well, because I don't need people being like, that was your mom? That was your mom? And I realized at the end there, my dogs were like getting rowdy. And that's the one dog, the Chihuahua, who makes all the damn noise. But anyway, like, I don't want to get a big head about like, how I'm looking or feeling. I mean, not that I need to, I'm going to have excess skin. That's not very sexy. So hopefully I'm not flaunting that around. But that's also something else. Like, you don't know how this will affect you mentally every person is different. Not one person in this world is the same. And I hope that I know myself well enough that these aren't things that I'll run into. But you never know. So it's good. Hey, future Elena, don't get a big fucking head. I mean, throughout this whole experience, what I'm really wanting the most is just to be healthy. And I'm really going to try really hard not to cry during any of this. Stay strong, girl. It's mostly about my health. Like, yeah, ask me. I think I may have said this in a video before, like 10 years ago, if you would have asked me why am I getting this done. And it probably would have been for cosmetic purposes. But at this point, I always thought that I would have a big family. And I don't want to do this. I always thought that I was going to have a big family. And when I got pregnant with Zeke, I was so happy. And with that pregnancy, that's what started the onset of a lot of my weight gain. And after I had him, I couldn't get off what I had gained. And I just haven't been able to get pregnant. We didn't try because we weren't ready. After we had Zeke, we weren't in a position to bring another baby into our living situation. And when I was finally ready at 30 to let's start again, sorry, just test after test with no positives. Me being so overweight with my PCOS, it affected my periods. There would be moments where I wouldn't have periods for months, and I get excited thinking that we finally did it, and it just was never the case. It wasn't gonna happen. And I just carry too much weight, and to even think about, now trying to being so big, that's so dangerous and not fair, not only to the child, but to me, all of the risks that I could be putting on myself. So it's finally time to look into the weight loss surgery, and that's why this is a major part and why I want to have this surgery, because I want another baby. So that's a main motivation in me wanting to have the weight loss surgery before I'm too old to have another baby. This is kind of my last chance to at least have one more. They did tell me that after the surgery, I do need to wait 18 to 24 months to have a baby, but they said that I will probably become very fertile after having the surgery, and so I will need to be on birth control right away. But not only my issues with not being able to conceive, high blood pressure runs in my family, high cholesterol, diabetes. It's all very dangerous, it's all very real, and it's all very easy for me to get the older I get. And this weight that I carry, I'm definitely not in a very good gene pool for a lot of that stuff. So that's another part too. These are things that I want to alleviate and get rid of. It's a year now completely where I am smoke free. I'm no longer smoking cigarettes. And that was going to be a major thing for weight loss surgery that I needed to not do. And I did it. I did it before I actually started going to appointments and all of that. So success one. Very happy with that. Feel so much better. When I moved to Texas in 2007, I was diagnosed with asthma. But since I've quit smoking, obviously, it's doing so much better. I've only needed to use my nebulizer maybe once within this year of no smoking. I would use my rescue inhaler every once in a while when I was feeling tight, but it's not a normal thing. I don't feel a lot of symptoms that I felt beforehand, and that is for making a right choice for me and my lungs and stopping smoking. I don't even vape. So health concerns and my longing for another child are main things and the reason I want the weight loss surgery. It's not just about how I want to look. It's about adding more to my life. Not only in years of being here with my family, but having another child and seeing my husband with another baby and hopefully a girl. I'd love to see him with a little girl. But those are some key things. Yeah. Well, that's kind of the most I just wanted to get out there. Maybe there's some people that feel the same way, maybe not totally and completely, but some similar situations that maybe they're like, hey, okay, I'm not the only one. But if there's more that I can think of, I mean, maybe I'll make another video, but maybe this is just what, future me needs to see. Maybe I'll be able to come back and watch this and I'll have achieved the things that I wanted. I don't know, but just kind of wanted to put that out there. Something that I can look back on and something that might help others. I don't know. But I definitely appreciate all the support from the people who do take the time to listen and watch my videos. I may not be the most entertaining. Maybe I ramble a lot. I don't know. I definitely get a lot of support from those that I really didn't expect, and I really don't get a lot of support from the people that I thought I would get support from. But that's a whole different story, and I'm not about to spill all the tea on that. That's my business. Mine. But anyway, thank you for being there. Thank you for following me on this journey. This was kind of a tough video there in the middle, but that's my truth. Those are my wishes. But thanks. I love each and every one of you guys. You're all the best. Real quick, say hi. Hi, Hendrix. Hi, Hendrix. He wants to give it kisses. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, that's my ear.